What's up YouTube, BMR here, and today we'll be reviewing the MA030 EVO. So this car was released in July of 2019 as the most recent iteration of the Mini Z all-wheel drive line. This marks a huge departure from previous iterations like the 010 and 020 since those utilized a mid-ship side-mounted motor with batteries stacked on the opposite side. Positioning the motor and stacking the batteries like this caused the car to be very unbalanced. Kyosho has made note of shortcomings of their previous generations and completely reworked the car. The 030 now has a center, forward-mounted motor, and they have moved the batteries so they are evenly stacked across the bottom of the chassis. This results in very good side-to-side balance as well as gives the car a slight forward bias, which is ideal for drifting. Currently, this car does not come in any prepackaged ready sets. If you want an MA030 EVO, you'll need to assemble your own set. Above is a link to a video detailing my EVO kit. This creates a barrier to entry for the EVO, as this can be very expensive to put together a full kit, especially if you don't have a transmitter. When ordering the EVO chassis, the car will come with a narrow configuration and 98mm wheelbase. Kyosho provides all parts necessary to make the 94mm conversion swap to the wide variant, including differential covers and wide swing arms. The kit also comes with an optional DWS suspension, but the stock car will have the strut style pre-installed. You will need to build the DWS if you want to use and install it. Remember, if you want to utilize the DWS system, it's only compatible with the 98mm wheelbase since the suspension sits too high and would probably hit the board. Unfortunately, the MA030 does not support the 90mm wheelbase as the bearing slots would interfere with the rear differential. The platform does support the 94 and 98mm wheelbases, but that's it. I truly hope Kyosho will come out with a 90mm wheelbase solution, but I haven't heard anything yet. They would have to redesign a new rear end exclusive to the MA030, and I'd be fine paying for a kit that's completely separate, but there's no word yet regarding this at the moment, but I'm really hoping they come out with something. Moving on to the stock performance, this car is amazingly well balanced left to right, and as I mentioned earlier, the car has a slight front bias, which is perfect for drifting. The front end grip is phenomenal, and I feel like I have precise controls despite my low skill level drifting. I feel like I can stop the car exactly where I want, as well as transition corners very quickly. That said, the stock car leaves something to be desired for drifting. A locked rear differential is a must if you want any semblance of control. The open rear differential makes the car quick to loop around and extremely squirrely. As you can see in the video, I was having a tough time getting used to the open rear diff, but after some practice, I was able to get some control over the drift. Even though the open rear differential makes the car squirrely, the weight balance and distribution makes the car a dream to handle. With a 98mm wheelbase, the car is very stable, yet still maintains a surprising amount of agility due to the front end grip. I'm having an absolute blast here, hammering the car left and right while still maintaining control. This car is just epic, guys. Let's talk about some of the cons of this platform. The car has a very complex design that makes it a bit daunting to take apart, especially for those new to micro cars. Another big drawback for this car is due to the high motor position. This can interfere with some shells and can make contact with the windshield and hood area. Couple the high motor mount with the limited wheelbase selection, and this makes the chassis incompatible with most auto-scale bodies out there. The final issue I've seen some people complaining about is the steering issues, as well as the reverse feature not working properly. I think these issues mostly boil down to transmitter selection and ignorance of the platform paired with bad luck. So far, my car has worked flawlessly. I didn't need to adjust the steering trim. It was on point as soon as I paired it up with the controller straight out of the box. I've noticed the rear feature has a major delay in it, but it does work if you wait for it to kick in, and this delay can be adjusted with the ICS. Everyone I've seen with issues were able to resolve them through the ICS, so I'm not sure if I really consider this a con, so long as you've purchased the ICS, which you should purchase the ICS if you're serious about getting your car dialed in. Moving on to the pros, and this car has a lot of them. First off, the car is amazing. The car is very agile in my experience, straight out of the box with the 98mm wheelbase. I absolutely love it, and it gets a solid 4 out of 5 stars in my book. The agility can be even greater with some minor work. I think a solid rear axle and a 94mm conversion will give this car a level of controllability that I just didn't expect. Aiding in the agility is the weight distribution. In my opinion, Kyosho's hit it out of the ballpark with the weight distribution if you're building a drift car. If you want to build a touring car, the high motor mount will make the car a little bit top heavy, but for a drift build, that doesn't matter. The final piece leading to the amazing agility is the outstanding front end grip. The car feels amazingly precise and as if it can be turned on a dime. Aside from the agility is the EVO performance. The 8500 kV motor has a crazy excess of power, and being a brushless system, the car runs cooler and will be more efficient than a brushed option. The icing on the cake, in my opinion, is the fact the car can run off AAA batteries. Retraining the AAA batteries makes this car a cut above anything else on the market since you don't need to worry about batteries. You can just pop in whatever you have laying around and off you go. Overall, the car is a huge leap forward in my opinion for Kyosho. While there are still some issues like difficult to remove batteries, the overall performance and handling vastly outweighs any cons. Right now, I give the car a solid 4 out of 5 stars straight out of the box. With some very minor modifications like a front one-way and solid rear axle, I think this car will easily become a 5-star drift car. So that's it for my review of the MA030 Evo. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you want to support what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing. Hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.